What's going on, everybody? Brian here from Brian's Broadcast. I hope all of you are doing fantastic. Guys, the fragrance review I'm going to do today is a pretty controversial house. And if you don't like this content, stay away from my channel because, again, if you know my channel, if you know me personally, I don't go into comparisons. And I'm doing this because I own this fragrance and I'm just going to share about my thoughts and experience with this. And again, like as always, this is not a comparison video. I'm not gonna compare this fragrance with the OG. If you have seen it from the title already, the name of the fragrance I'm gonna review today is called Bright Peach. It's from the house of Maison Alhambra, which is like an up-close brand from Lattafa. Here's the presentation. You have already seen it way too many times in so many review channels. Bottle sits right there and needs no introduction. If you have seen a Tom Ford Bitter Peach box presentation, you've probably guessed it by now. And if you're new to this channel, please make sure you're subscribed and you hit the thumbs up button if you like contents like these. Without much delay, let's proceed. Here's the bottle. Very identical, like Lattafa, Maison Alhambra, they're not hiding anything now. But just for your information, if you're not, like, if you have not been into the game for a long time or you have not seen already, they are pulling these bottles off the market because I guess Tom Ford did finally go after them. They released several different clones and they released some really nice ones from what I hear from the community. But of course, Maison Alhambra probably most certainly did get a push from Tom Ford, so they are pulling everything back. Let's talk about the notes. As per Fragrantica, and I've checked from other sources, they do match up. So on the top you have peach, blood orange, and some green leaf, like a green note. In the mids you get patchouli, and at the base you get some honey and cognac. Now, my biggest mistake so far was when I was constantly thinking that whenever you're talking about peach, the first thing that came to my mind was it's most likely very feminine or definitely leans a lot towards the feminine side, but I was wrong. And that's why I made the mistake of never trying the Tom Ford Bitter Peach or this one. This one's very affordable, so I was like, okay, since they're pulling these things off the shelf, so why not give it a shot? I got it for below $30 from Amazon because I could not find it anywhere else, and then, you know, the prices start going up, and I don't know what the price is right now, but it's shooting upwards so far I can understand because, of course, the demand and the supply and everything with whatever's happening. But Bitter Peach, I was so wrong, man. I was so wrong. It's definitely very much in balance. It's perfectly unisex. The first time I sprayed this fragrance, here's what I got. I got real bitter peach, and the citrus here, the blood orange over here, it was like one of that feeling where you get that fruity peach, and there's a ton of bitterness from like the peel, you know, like the orange peel. If you peel it off, and then you get the bitterness from that orange peel, it's that kind of a feeling that you're getting. I think that's where this bitterness and the peach comes into action. There's like a tad bit green to it, but it's not too much. It's mostly prominent. What's prominent is that the peach and the orange combination. So the orange over here, it's playing like that bitterness in this opening, and the peach is playing that fruity part. As the fragrance is drying down, what I noticed is that there's a beautiful smoothness coming off of it. Like the bitterness slowly goes away, and the citrus peach combination is beautiful. Very nicely done. And just so you know, usually clones have this tendency of having that alcoholic blast, and then you get some sharp edges. Not with this one. I hear from the fragrance community, whoever's used these fragrances, the other ones like Porto Neroli or whatever it was called, and then Lovely Cherry, Tom Ford's Lost Cherry clone. But this one's, for some reason, they really did it very nicely. It's very smooth. Like, there's absolutely no sharp edges to this fragrance, not at least with this one. And when this fragrance is drying down, the fruitiness is popping up. It's more fruitier, and it's like a really nice, fresh kind of fruitiness. It's not like tardiness. You don't get like a tardy kind of pitch. It's really nice and sweet kind of peach and fruitiness coming off. The patchouli over here acts as that, like, it has the tone of darkness, a tad bit of earthiness to it. There's a hint of darkness, and there's a hint of woodiness too. So it's dark, woody, and kind of like an earthy feeling, but that's very minor. Like the woody feel that you get over here, it's like one of that, something like that you get when you have like really aged sandalwood kind of vibe in a fragrance. That's the kind of feeling you get as this fragrance is drying down. Further down the line, you do get that honey and cognac. Like the cognac is not too pronounced. Honey, what I feel is that over here, the peach then kind of turns into like a candied kind of pitch. If you have seen other reviewers, they do mention that the pitch is kind of like the fruity candy kind of vibe that you get towards the dry down, and they're absolutely right. You do get the peach over here that slightly turns more sweeter over time, and you get like a, and definitely the honey is playing the role over here, and you do get like a candy kind of vibe. It's not one of those jammy kind of sweetness, but it's like a candy. How do I say this? Like, I think the best kind of candy that could be representing this kind of sweetness would be if you have those caramel hard candies, right? The caramel ones, the milk and caramel kind of flavor, along with the peach note. Like, imagine you have that milk and peach combination, and there's this hint of caramel and a tad bit of sweetness to it. Sweetness is like right there in the middle. It's not too much, not too less. It's very tolerable. I have been wearing this fragrance for quite some time now, and I mean, my God, I'm in love with this fragrance. I'm just cursing myself because, like, why didn't I buy more backup bottles? And of course, like, if you know me, I have bought many of the original fragrances after trying the clone houses, and definitely Tom Ford's Bitter Peach is on my list. I will definitely be getting the real deal, so, you know, don't hate me for that thing, man. I'm just a fragrance reviewer. I love trying out fragrances, and this is no different. Doesn't matter if it's a Tom Ford or, you know, Fragrance du Bois or Creed or whatsoever. I love testing fragrances, clone or not. I love using them all. So that's my 2 cents for Bright Peach from Maison Alhambra. So if you have not bought this fragrance, and if you do get it for a good price, you're interested to try it, I say give it a shot. But don't spend an arm and leg for this, because of course the prices are gonna shoot up, and I don't want you to be spending a hell lot of money for just a clone. Below $30, totally doable. Just do it. Just go for it. You will not be disappointed. And as for the performance, definitely goes beyond 8 hours, and I always go with like 8 to 10 sprays. Lasts me the entire day, has good projection, stays within an arm's length, keeps you in a scent bubble, and leaves a very beautiful scent trail. How do I know? Again, because whenever I move around, people smell it. Some people do acknowledge, hey Brian, you do smell nice. What's that fragrance? What is that smell? It's beautiful, it's nice. Or you could see somebody smiling at you or giving you that look of approval that yes, whatever you're wearing, it's nice. You can see it in their faces, right? People don't always have to come and tell you that, hey, that's a fantastic fragrance. Don't expect that. But you can see, you can feel the vibe around the people, right? So that was my take on Maison Alhambra's Bright Peach. Let me know in the comment section, have you tried any of their offerings? Do you own this particular fragrance? What are your thoughts? What are your experiences? And if you're about to bust me for reviewing a clone, please don't do so, because if you know my channel, like I said again, I don't do comparisons. I'm not comparing, I'm just talking about this particular fragrance. So keep your hatred and everything aside. If you want to talk about my channel, the way I do my reviews, you're most welcome. If you don't want to do that, you can always take the hatred out somewhere else. The door is that way, and there's a door that way, right? Let's keep positivity in this channel. So until the next video, please take care, stay safe, and all the best.